welcome back. We've got Mr. Lalo Akande here with us. Good morning and thank you for coming on today.
Good to see you again.
Yes, indeed. and good to be back, as a matter of fact. I missed the beat.
We should have put you on the welcoming team.
Absolutely.
I should have branched your station in New York if I had known to see what's up.
That would have been exciting.
Okay, well.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Good morning,
NMDPRA. Yeah,
Good morning.
NMDPRA appears to, and Dangote matter. You know, when the matter came up, lots of people thought, okay, let's see where this is headed in the first instance. Will there be an investigation? Is he guilty as charged? Or are we going to go with the mantra, innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah.
But when the whole matter took the turn it took yesterday, it left a lot of people just wondering, what in the world is going on? How do you read this?
Well, I mean, I think that I like the swift response of the president.
Does it mean the man is guilty?
Well, you know, that he needed to step aside, you know.
That's not stepping aside. That is stepping out.
Completely.
Well, you know,
Step aside is a suspension. Is,
upon investigation.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things, that's a stepping aside.
Okay.
This is
Well, I
just
mean,
out
yeah, of course.
completely.
I agree that it's hard. I meant it in that sense. And the point I was going to say is that, first of all, I think the president acted very swiftly, you know, because besides that very issue that Dangote had raised, I had always said, and Nigerians know, that there are deeper corruption issues in the oil and gas sector, especially the government aspect of it. You know, and you know, we have been hoping that the president will go the whole hog. It's good that, you know, this guy has been asked to leave, you know, but we hope that the issue of investigating exactly what is happening in this particular instance, this specific case, should not terminate, but more importantly, that the president should consider, you know, doing what he did in CBN to NNPC. The kind of corruption that is in that place is quite alarming, even by the statement of anti-corruption agencies who have been looking at the books. So we need the president to go the whole hog and let's have a cleaning up of the oil and gas sector in terms of the corruption that is there.
Well, it's going to be a big ask because there are certain people who will tell you, look, the corruption we talk about is not papering over cracks as some people think it is. Why do you think the NUPRC boss equally was asked to do that?
That's the riddle of the whole thing, you know. And though the Aso Villa painted the stuff as if those guys resigned, they didn't resign. They were asked to leave, you know, especially Mr. Komolafe and a lot of people in the industry. If there is one person that people think is doing some good job, it's Mr. Komolafe. So everybody is at a loss why he was also asked to resign. You know, we are still trying to figure out what it is that happened. I think he still has about 10 months to go, and
so they couldn't wait for 10 months?
Yeah, I mean, it's just 10 months. You should have allowed the guy to finish the good job that he's doing. Everybody's at a loss, you know, what happened to Mr. Komolafe?
There's a conspiracy theory. I mean, well, I don't know if to call it that, but there are those who also think that, wait a minute, shouldn't we look deeper than what's going on? Because in the first instance, we know Mr. Kyari, former GMD of NNPC, to step aside after I had a spat with Mr. Dangote, and then now you got this one happening as well. They think, oh, wait a minute, doesn't that mean that this fuels all of those, you could call it whatever you will, whether rumor or speculation about monopoly? Because nobody wants a monopoly in this sector.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I don't have any sustained fears that there will be monopoly even in the short term. You know, quite a number of other local refineries are coming up. You know, Boa, the Olokonlao one. You know, Nigerians, we're not going to sustain a monopoly, and the market is big enough. I don't have those fears. I think that the issues that Dangote has raised currently are germane to public interest. You know, that you have, a situation where we have a local refinery and we are still actively encouraging importation of something that we all know it's just ridiculous that we are a oil-producing country, and you know, for decades we have been doing this business of importing fuel. It doesn't sound good to the ear.
So does that mean that there will be no more or there should be no more importation of petrol? Because we know, what about NNPC? Would they equally stop importing?
No, I don't think that it ought to be that clean break, but to say that we have to look more into how we supply the local refineries with the crude. That is the direction that we should be going. It doesn't mean that we have to have a clean break. I don't think we can afford a clean break, but that we should be looking at a future, where we find ways to get our crude to be refined locally. It helps the local economy tremendously. Look at what is happening with the fact that we have Dangote Refinery. Look at what it has done, even to employment, to pricing.
Well, it's still pricing, though.
It's quite...
it's not up to 500 yet. So
it's not getting...
Is that wishful thinking?
Well, who knows? The experts will tell us what the options are. But I think that the president has done very well by saying that, okay, let's remove Farouk. Again, we don't know why Komolafe, I think Komolafe should have been left alone. He has only 10 months to go. But we should find out the end of the matter. Did Farouk, how was he able to sustain that level of funding for his children?
Assuming he did.
Assuming he did. We have a very, what lawyers we call a prima facie case, so to speak, with the information that Mr. Dangote has given us. So we hope that the fact that he's been asked to leave doesn't mean that the case itself is going to die. It shouldn't.
Well, I guess that's the hope of many Nigerians, that case doesn't die, and that this resignation was not an attempt to kill the case, because if he has been unfairly accused, it will also be in his best interest for this investigation to be successfully done, and his name cleared, assuming he were falsely accused or unfairly accused.
Absolutely.
I'm just a little curious though, because now new people have been appointed.
Yeah.
And now, it would seem, it's very unclear what Nigeria really wants. Whether they intend to...
Or what Mr. Dangote wants.
Yeah. no, what Nigeria. I think it's very important for government to say very clearly what it expects of its regulator. Because if the idea is that, look, we're also going to be given soft landing to our own internal... that's the argument that you're making, that whatever it is that is happening in-house, we should prioritize that. Enough Nigerians will support that. This is a $20 billion investment that has been put down by a single individual, more or less. And that needs to be encouraged. As you said, many more investments are coming up. And they are going to be looking at the person that has gone before them and how you've treated that person to know whether this is something that you want to continue. At the same time, though, the Petroleum Industry Act is something that has been passed and also needs to be enforced. And I'm just wondering the job before the new people that have now been nominated, because they also have to be cleared by the National Assembly before, they can resume their positions if they are cleared by the National Assembly. What do you think will need to be before these people? Because the manner of battles that we've seen in the last couple of years have left quite a number of Nigerians befuddled. Mr. Dangote has never been as, as in the eye of the media as he has been in the last 1 year or so. We saw members of the National Assembly visiting the refinery. We saw all manner of people visiting the refinery, and every time a press conference was done, I can't count how many times now he's done this press conference. And for him to go to this level, he became a whistleblower. Look, this is what is happening now. A number of Nigerians will say, what exactly do you think will be the expectations for the next set of people who are going to be occupying this very sensitive position of having to regulate this particular industry, given the intricacies that are there?
Well, I think that there are several issues, and I'm not sure that we have the time to unpack it. But what I think is the priority, in my view, is that we need to raise the level of production of, our output in terms of crude. I think we've been doing 1.4, 1.6, which is why, again, the removal of Mr. Komolafe is quite curious, because he has designed, quite a few policy initiatives around significant ramping up of the production levels, of crude. Now, we also have a huge challenge of a lot of forward sales of Nigeria's crude, that has been done in the past, by Kyari's time, even, I guess, beyond that time, which means that there is a limit to the supply of crude to local companies. It's part of the things that NNPC was juggling even in their initial controversies with Mr. Dangote. So I think one of the things that we need to get the regulators to do is to significantly ramp up local production of crude.
If we can wrap up in 30 seconds, talk about this tainted permit, if you will. We were sent this enrollment of order between Mr. Israel Joe and the first respondent, the IGP of Police, Nigeria Police Force, Commissioner of Police, Delta State Police Command, and appeared the CTC here indicating that they granted the request that the planned decision to implement the tainted permit. They said, no, you cannot.
I think the police should enforce the law. And the law says that if you go to court, you let the court finish the case before you implement. The police should hold on. Whatever it is that he wants to do, there is a subsisting court case. Let the court finish the matter and let us follow the due process. The police should not be in a hurry to implement this thing. They should follow the law. They are a law enforcement agency.
Thank you for coming on, Lalo Akande. That is the show today as well. We'll thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Train Balonisov. Goodbye.
I'm counting down to Christmas now. Thank you for watching. I'm Maokwe Ogun Yusuf on top of the eyes Business Morning.